what's happening on this side of the globe. British Speaker welcomed in Israeli Parliament. Trudeau visits U.S. with two aims: push trade and avoid tensions over immigration issues. California's spillway forced evacuations of almost 200,000 people. Plus, snow falls across northeastern United States as major storm takes aim. You're watching Eagle News, Washington, D.C. I am Rose Angeles. The Speaker of Britain's lower house of Parliament, John Bercow, was hosted on Monday in Israel's parliament, the Knesset, at the start of a two-day visit to the region. His visit came several days after he said that he would not support any plans for U.S. President Donald Trump to address Parliament during a state visit planned for later this year, citing Trump's temporary immigration ban as a factor. Eliza Gonzalez Manglikmot with more.
More than 1.8 million people in Britain have signed a petition calling for Trump's planned visit to be cancelled or downgraded to avoid embarrassing Queen Elizabeth, part of a grassroots backlash against his immigration policies. Prime Minister Theresa May has defended the decision to offer a state visit, but more than 150 lawmakers have signed a symbolic motion calling for Trump not to be given the honor of speaking in Parliament. Asked by an opposition Labour lawmaker about the possibility of a parliamentary address, Bercow said last week he shared the concerns. Bercow was accompanied at the Knesset by his Israeli counterpart Yuli Edelstein. Trump's executive order barring entry to the United States for refugees and people from 7 Muslim-majority countries, which is currently amid a legal battle, has prompted worldwide protests, including by thousands of demonstrators in London. As one of the key figures whose approval would be needed for a parliamentary address, Bercow said he would oppose any possible move to invite Trump to speak in either of the two locations which host foreign leaders during state visits. In 2011, Trump's predecessor, Barack Obama, became the first U.S. president to address both houses of parliament in Westminster Hall, the oldest building in the Parliament Palace, which also hosted South Africa's Nelson Mandela and France's Charles de Gaulle. For Eagle News, I'm Eliza Gonzalez Manglikmot, and I'm 1 with 25.
Thank you, Eliza. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau opened talks at the White House with U.S. President Donald Trump, seeking to nurture economic ties while avoiding tensions over issues such as immigration, on which the two are sharply at odds. Lynn Pence reports.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau started his 4-hour visit to the White House by holding a private meeting with President Donald Trump. Trudeau has taken a low-key approach toward Trump, a Republican who campaigned on a pledge to toughen U.S. immigration policies and renegotiate the North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA, among Canada, the United States, and Mexico. Trump's vow to renegotiate NAFTA has unnerved Canadian officials, even though he has singled out Mexico in his criticism of the free trade deal. Canada sends 75% of its exports to the United States. Trudeau told reporters he expected the two would find a lot of common ground. He also said he would look to defend and demonstrate Canadian values, but to do so respectfully and not from an ideological standpoint. Analysts said Trudeau has strong incentives to build a relationship with Trump, given rising anti-trade sentiment. For Eagle News, I am Lynn Pence, and I am 1 with 25.
Thank you, Lynn. Coming up, California's spillway forced evacuations of almost 200,000 people. Plus, snow falls across northeastern United States as major storm takes aim. Welcome back. You're watching Eagle News, Washington, D.C. Almost 200,000 people were ordered to evacuate from the area below the Lake Oroville Dam, the tallest dam in the United States, after authorities said its emergency spillway could give way. Eva Basilaje reports.
Local media reported emergency crews early prepared loads of rock to be dropped by helicopters to seal a crumbling spillway that threatens to inundate communities along the Feather River in Northern California. Officials said the situation seems less dire overnight, but Sacramento television station KCRA reported that helicopters from around the state were sent to drop chest-high bags of rocks to close the hole in the spillway. The NBC affiliate showed dump trucks dropping off piles of rock, which were then loaded into the bags with backhoes. The operation to close the gap would begin as soon as it was feasible, the station said. The State Emergency Services Office and Department of Water Resources did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The Water Department said on Twitter on Sunday afternoon that the spillway next to the dam was predicted to fail within the next hour, but it remained standing. The department said authorities were releasing water to lower the lake's level after weeks of heavy rains in drought-plagued California. Overnight, state and local officials said the immediate danger had passed, with water no longer flowing over the eroded spillway, but they cautioned the situation remains unpredictable. Once you have damage to a structure like that, it's catastrophic, told reporters. But he stressed the integrity of the dam is not impacted by the damaged spillway. The earth-filled dam is just upstream and east of Oroville, a city of more than 16,000 people north of the state capital of Sacramento. At 770 feet high, the structure, built between 1962 and 1968, is the tallest U.S. dam, exceeding the Hoover Dam by more than 40 feet. Officials said they feared the damaged spillway could unleash a 30-foot wall of water on Oroville. They said evacuation orders remained in place for some 188,000 people in the area and would be reevaluated at dawn. The Yuba County Office of Emergency Services urged evacuees to travel east, south, or west. The department warned on Twitter, "Do not travel north toward Oroville." Evacuation centers were set up on fairgrounds in Chico, California, about 20 miles, 32 kilometers northwest of Oroville. But major highways leading south out of the area were jammed as residents fled the flood zone. The Oroville Dam is nearly full following winter storms that brought relief to the state after 4 years of drought. State authorities and engineers on Thursday began releasing water from the dam after noticing that large chunks of concrete were missing from the spillway. Reporting for Eagle News, I am Eva Basayahe, and I am 1 with 25.
Thank you, Eva. Up next, snow falls across northeastern United States as major storm takes aim. Eagle News, Washington, D.C. will be right back. Welcome back. You're watching Eagle News, Washington, D.C. Snow began falling across northeastern United States on Sunday ahead of a major winter storm that forecasters said could dump more than a foot of snow in some areas, disrupt travel, and bring blizzard conditions to the state of Maine. Michael Skittle, a lead forecaster at the National Weather Service's Weather Prediction Center, said the worst of the storm was expected to hit later on Sunday night and into Monday morning and urged residents to take precautions. A low-pressure system tracking eastward across the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic region was due for rapid intensification after it passes to the New England coast. Storm warnings were issued across the Northeast with blizzard warnings for the coastal areas of Maine. AccuWeather.com reported the weather stands to disrupt travel, likely to result in major airline delays and cancellations, and slow economic activity in much of New England. The Northeast is coming off the fiercest snowstorm of the winter, which dumped more than a foot of snow in some areas and causing thousands of flights to be canceled and schools to be closed. That is today's Eagle News, Washington, D.C. Join us again tomorrow as we bring news that matters to you. Visit our website at Eaglenews.PH. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Eaglenews.PH. Once again, I am Rose Angeles, and I'm 1 with 25.